Come along with us on Expedition Sea Nest as we do some more fishing in the Berry Islands, wrapping up our trip with one last salty adventure before crossing from Hoffman Key to Great Harbour and then on to Bimini, where the cruisers are friendly and the rum flows easy. During the passage, I attempt a Brad Pitt haircut for Michael, careful not to let the rolling seas affect my effort not to make him look more like Jim Carrey in the movie Dumb and Dumber. Follow along as Michael fixes the depth finder and, as Red Green says,
if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy.
You got eyes like summer sky. If you're smart, could kill or die. And now it starts to rain, so let's enjoy it. I can't believe that this is real, and the way you make me feel, you make me wanna sing, and so I do.
We're actually just pulling into a little spot here in Hoffman's. It's not the blue hole. It's not the place where everyone goes. It's just south of it, and it's just a nice little beach, but it gives us really good protection from a north wind. I mean, you get a bit of a wraparound, but it's not bad as far as waves go. So we're just gonna pull in here and probably hang out here for the next 2 nights. Depth finder, it doesn't work, and so we've been using this little handheld thing. So, Jewel, I'm gonna get you to go out and give me a depth in here, because we're almost at the bottom of a tide right now, but I think we still got to drop another foot.
so I'm gonna go do that.
Yeah.
4 feet.
Okay, we're just gonna get Julie to check the depth here, because we should have about 3.5 feet.
4.4.
4.4?
4.4.
Okay, so that's good. Let me see that thing. Show them how it works. It looks like a flashlight. See, it's just
Now it says 4.1.
4.1. So that's from the surface, and that's plenty for us. We'll be fine. So we can live with that.
Good to have that as a backup.
It is,
Because our depth finder just cacked.
We actually use this thing mainly for diving. So, because once I get in over 40 feet of water, just free diving in over 40 feet is just too hard for me. So we try to keep, in depth shallower than 40 feet, where I can spearfish or just free dive. So that thing comes in really handy, and it's like really handy now. Like now that we don't have I think it's the transducer that's broken. I don't know what's going on, but we're not getting any reading. So I have to get that fixed, I guess, at some point. That sucks.
And I'm wearing an extra shirt because I find that this location, there's water coming in from the Atlantic, and it seems to be colder when we're diving there. So Mama gets chilly.
All right, so we've been doing some diving in some shallow water. So now I'm going without actually the wetsuit bottoms, because it was warmer down in the southern Eleuthera. So now the water is colder, and we're wearing more of a wetsuit. Now we have to put on more weight. Right, so now we're putting this 3-pounder on. This is just a keeper, so it doesn't slide on the belt. Put that all the way down to there. Like that.
It does. It definitely, I noticed that it slides when that's not on there.
Yeah, and this goes on like this. There.
Perfect.
But I'm telling you, having the right amount of weight, you never want to be overweighted, because when you get down deep, if you get down deep and you have too much weight, it's really not, it can kind of keep you down there. So you want to be balanced. So depending on the depth you're diving in, depending on the wetsuits you're wearing, depending on how much body fat you have, it changes how much weight that you have to have.
Michael tried something new on this trip. He attached the GoPro to his dive mask, but sadly the footage did not turn out very well, so this is all I was able to salvage. On our way back from spearfishing, we had a yellowfin jack that Michael speared, and we typically only ever spear what we're going to eat. We had a little bit of tuna left in the fridge, and so we only took 1 jack. And on the way back from spearfishing, we saw this tiny little trimaran that we went up to say hello to. And these 2 guys were on this trimaran from Colorado, and it looked like they were having kind of a tough time. They told us that the reverse on their engine was broken. Long and the short of it was, it looked like they needed a little treat. So what Michael did is he offered the fish that we caught today on the spear because we have enough. We still have tuna in the fridge. So we're gonna eat the tuna, and those guys were so incredibly grateful for the fish that we donated to them. They wanted to go out to fish themselves, but because their motor was broke down, they couldn't do that today. So anyways, tuna on the grill tonight. We are feeling so ridiculously grateful for that one tuna that we're still enjoying.
So the trick here is that you're only searing, you're not cooking it through. It's sticking there. I wonder if we should put some oil on it or something.
Probably. I can get some.
We couldn't figure out why we weren't getting a bottom reading, and everything in the graph seemed to work fine, and it just seemed to be a transducer issue. So I go to pick this thing, I go to look at this, and I notice there's a bit of a crack underneath it, so I pick it up and it just falls off. It's supposed to be sealed to the hull right here, and underneath, between the actual transducer here and this, there's supposed to be a liquid in there. I don't know what kind of, an oil of some sort, and that is all leaked out. That's all sitting down here. I was wondering what that was. I thought that was
The winterizing fluid.
I thought it was winterizing fluid.
That's
It's
what
not.
I thought it was.
It's not. It's the actual fluid from here. So that's been leaking for over a year now, and that's been sitting in here. So this, I gotta take this off and reseal it on again, so that this seals. And then you unscrew this. I'm sure you have to unscrew this, and you take this off. Once this is cured, you take this off, and then you fill that full of that liquid, and you seal it back on again, and it'll work. That's why this thing's not working here. So this, wow, I'll tell you, that's really glued on there well, but it certainly isn't glued on well to the transducer itself. That came up like nothing. Maybe I'll roughen that up. So that just popped off as easy as can be, and there's no liquid in there. It's all laying down here. So I gotta somehow, that's a job and a half. That's good stuff.
But not good enough.
But not good enough. That's exactly right. But at least we found the problem.
That red stuff in there.
Yeah, so this liquid, this red liquid is what's supposed to be inside of here. It's supposed to be filling up this thing. So that's the connection from your transducer to the hull.
Got it.
And that's gone.
Oh, well, you know what? That's at least, as inconvenient as it is,
Yeah.
I feel like at least it's a simple
Well, it is a fairly,
explanation.
yeah, exactly. There's nothing wrong with the Garmin. It's just the adhesion between the two did not work. Everybody should be carrying silicone and, you know, 3200. That stuff should always be carried on board.
Is that a special marine silicone, or it's just the...
Well, you know what? It's silicone. I mean, they do write marine silicone on some of these things, but it's still the same stuff. Same stuff you use in your bathroom. So
Because it can get wet.
They probably write marine on it so they can charge more for it. I don't know. Ooh, there's a hair in there. Bet you it's not my hair.
I bet you're right. It's surprising I'm not bald with the amount of hair that I vacuum up in this
Unbelievable.
boat.
Now, see, I'm putting a really heavy bead here. I'm just going to use up the rest of this tube. This tube was already more than 50% used up. So who cares? I'm just going to use up the rest of this here. Make a nice big healthy bead here, so we don't lose our liquid once we put it
I
in.
was just going to ask you that. That's what prevents the liquid from escaping from the cylinder.
Exactly. Well, you hear that? There was the bilge pump just made that cycling sound. That means it's working. Okay. There we go. Now, wipe this down one more time. Seems to just draw dirt. Now we just stick that in. Now this is the deepest spot right here. You see the arrow? That is your 20 degree, your spot that's going closest to the keel. So, which is right about there. Oh yeah, that'll seal. There. Shoot, ooze out of everywhere. Yeah, there we go. Now that's what we do. Now we just let it sit. We give it how many hours? We're going to be sitting at anchor for a couple of days here, right, hun? We might actually move to another location, but we'll be going slow so we won't jostle this loose. I don't know. It doesn't say on here, but I'm guessing roughly 72 hours, which we're going to give it 2 days. All right.
Yep.
And there's the screws. I didn't lose them. I put them in a Ziploc bag. You see that? I'm a good boy. Because it would be like just like me to lose these things. All right, ready? Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm gonna just take this off again. So I've filled this up with water now. I've given this a couple days for the silicone to dry. It seems like it's really well glued in. It doesn't look like it's gonna move. I'm gonna put this. Now the water's gonna overflow, but that's okay. It ends up in the bilge. Now the trick is don't lose these screws down in the bilge. Boy, oh boy. That's like trying to milk a mouse. I'm afraid to use the screwdriver because I'll lose the screw down here. I stuffed a bunch of paper towel down here. I think the only place I could lose it is going underneath the base for the bilge. Hopefully it'll get caught in Julia's hair down there. Yeah, see, there it goes. Now I'm going to pull this up and there's going to be like 10 hairs stuck to it.
Oh, jeez. What's amazing is how it even gets there. I vacuum every day, sometimes twice a day.
I'm guessing probably 20% of my diet is Julia's hair.
You want me to tell you the good news?
What?
I can see the depth.
Can
it's
you?
reading 4.2 feet.
Oh,
woohoo!
Right on. Okay, so I guess what we did is correct.
Okay, well, hold on. It's actually blinking.
Well, that can happen. If you got a depth.
It's reading.
The graph works. We're preparing to leave tomorrow morning for Bimini, and that means we have to make sure everything's on board that we need. We need to load up on water, but it's not the water that they normally have here. That's actually free. It's actually we have to get the reverse osmosis water, and I think that's 50 cents a gallon, and we're only going to fill the actual water tank in the boat. And after that, fuel is good. We don't need any fuel. We have to roll up the dinghy, get some things put away, and then we're going to leave fairly early tomorrow. We don't want to leave super early because it's still going to be windy, so we're going to wait till possibly 9 o'clock before we pack everything up and head out. I was running out of glue.
Oh dear.
I was running out of glue, and so I just used a very small patch in here, but I think I've got it taken care of. It's set enough that we can roll it up. And there's the other patch on the keel thing, so that's done too. The only thing I haven't done is sand down the whole of the floor that goes around there. That was not done by the manufacturing, so I'm gonna fix that.
You think was sharp? Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what.
Do you want to do that before we roll it up?
Yeah, no, that's in the floor. That's already been put away. I'll do that later.
All right, so let's roll it up.
Looks like you're buttoning things up.
We are.
The final voyage?
Yeah, heading back
for a while, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. If we put the dinghy on here like this, then we can run at 30 miles an hour all the way back if we have the weather.
Every Friday evening, it's live mic at the gazebo in Great Harbour. Musicians are welcome to play, and cruisers dance and share tales. You can order dinner, and if you can believe it, the legendary rum punch is free.
Good morning.
Wait for the oil to get down to the in the pan. I just trim the motor down, so sometimes it takes a few minutes. I'm just going to trim it level. There we go. Give it a few minutes there, and then we'll check it again. See, it looks good. It's up to the top mark. We're all set. All right, let's get out of here.
Make like a baby.
All right. Here starts our trip to Bimini. We've got 95 miles roughly. We hope to do it on plane. Don't know if it's going to happen, but if we can't get on plane, that means it's going to be a long day, and we had to leave in the morning. I know it's supposed to calm down in about 2 hours. It's supposed to lay down more, but let's say it doesn't. Then if I had waited that 2 hours to leave, then what happens is that puts me 2 hours behind. We'd end up late into Bimini and coming in the dark, and I don't want to do that. The sandbars in front of Bimini are something else. Anyways.
Then, oh boy, we spotted some seabirds diving, and you know what that means. We had to alter course and troll in the hopes of hooking onto something special.
Okay, turn towards them again.
Okay.
Yeah. Go right through the middle, Joel.
Hey.
No, that's okay. You don't have to do anything. Just stay with it, Joe. Yeah. Just stay with me. All right. See if we still got this one on. Yeah, we do. We got something on here. We're still in gear, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you think it is?
I think it's a little mackerel.
I think you're right. I think it's a mackerel too. Oh, no. It's what is it? It's a little tuna. Little tunny.
Oh.
I think it is. Yeah. No, it's a blue. Oh, it's a bluefish. The blue runner.
Can we don't really eat those, do we?
No, we don't eat blue runners. No, they're not good to eat.
Still fun.
Yeah. So we're going to let him go. Grunt says thank you. All right. Well, let's see. There might be. They actually, the blue runners. Where are the birds? Are they still feeding?
They're over there.
Oh, they're up pretty high now. You know what?
We gotta get to Bimini.
Yeah, put it in gear, babe.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah. Well, I didn't know what I was kind of hoping there'd be Cero mackerel, and they might be in there, but I mean the birds are still. They started moving that way, and it's like it's the opposite direction we're going. So Oh, honey, you better put it in neutral. Look at the ballyhoo jumping here. You better put it in neutral. I can't stop.
Neutral.
All right, now I'm getting. Ballyhoo are just flying everywhere. That's probably saying there's some. I mean, maybe there's some bonita in here or something. I don't know. But I only put this bait out a short time, and we already have something on.
And you were just going to switch that bait
I was just about to switch it out because it jumped out of the water a couple times. See the way I'm with my thumb? I'm traveling the line back and forth across here so it doesn't build up in the middle. I think it's a cuda because he's coming in easy now. It's not making a run from left to right. That's typical of a cuda. They're good for a short. Oh, there you go. It's not huge. It is a good size one though. Oh, look, look how nicely we hooked him in there. Now, so how do you unhook a cuda like this without getting a hook in your hand? When the boat's rocking like crazy, how do we do this? Very, very carefully.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave I'm not going to handle the fish at all. I'm actually going to just grab the hook itself. Whoa, relax, buddy. Wow, that's in there good. Whoa. It's in his jaw. There we go. All right, that's the safe way of doing it. Actually, the safe way of doing it is just don't do it. Just don't fish. That's a good sized cuda, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a beauty.
Get him back in the water again. There he goes.
All right. We weren't able to find a hairdresser that was available in Great Harbour while we were there, and Michael's hair is driving him crazy, so he has decided while we are making the passage to Bimini that he absolutely wants me to cut his hair. And we have only tried this once before, and that was during COVID, and it was not good. So I'm not a good hair cutter. Good at a lot of things, but not good at cutting hair. And I'm really not good at cutting hair with kitchen scissors. So this is the before.
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah, it's just too much hair. It's so hot. You know, I want to get rid of some of it.
And then we'll show you the after when I'm done. And here's the after. Oh, no, hold on. Wrong photo. He's still pretty handsome, though.
Like a cuda. Ah, shot. Another cuda. That's all we can seem to get in here. All right, hon. Okay, that's it. That's putting it. That's way too much time we're wasting on cudas. We keep seeing fish feeding, and there's got to be something else out here, but all we're getting is cudas.
All right, back on track.
Yeah.
just arrived in Bimini. Not a moment too soon. Just by the hair of our teeth did we make it to the fuel dock. We were the last boat to be served at a minute or two after 6, and they close at 6. So that was, yeah, we couldn't have made it much later than that, or we wouldn't have received any fuel.
We weren't sure whether they're going to be open tomorrow, so that was a really good thing that we got the gas. Now, but see, the thing is, here in the Bahamas, at 8 a.m. there's always a big rush for the fuel because all the charter boats and everyone who's heading out is trying to be there 8 o'clock when they open. So it was great to get it done in the evening, so tomorrow morning we can have a leisurely takeoff.
So what are you doing here?
Well, it's almost dark. We got into Bimini here, so we're just exhausted. It's been like a 95-mile passage to get here, and we managed to get on plane at the very end for the last maybe hour. So we managed to get, that's how we managed to make the fuel stop. We are just eating some conch that we had from the Berry Islands. All I'm doing is literally, I'm just rolling it in flour. I'm too tired to do anything else with it. So I'm gonna eat these. Is there 3 pieces? Yeah, I'm gonna eat these 3 pieces. I'm gonna put those 2 pieces back in the fridge and save that for another day. Deep fried pieces of rubber. That's what it's like.
Dinner.
Yes. That'll sit nicely in my stomach.
Go to sleep.
Yeah, I know, it'll be just rumbling and grumbling.
That is disgusting. That is Michael's haircut and Michael's cooking dinner. Flour. just move it with your foot. That'll make it better.
It's so good.
So what do you think? What's the verdict?
I'm just not a big conch person, you know. It really is whatever you put on it is what makes it taste good. So I put some Frank's hot sauce.
Well, it's not the prettiest anchorage, but it's safe and it's quiet and there's not much swell. So all of those things are fantastic. And it's late. It's 7 o'clock, so it's nice to be at anchor now and just sort of tuck everything in and clean everything up so that we can have a rest. It was a very, very long day. More so for Michael than for me, for sure, because he does most all the driving and the fishing. So I don't really do much of anything but keep him company. Did Michael's haircut bring back any memories for you? Or if you have any good fish or tuna recipes for us, we'd love it if you shared them with us. As always, thanks for watching. Don't take life too seriously. We hope you enjoyed the video. Leave us a comment. We love hearing from you. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. This just in, the Surgeon General recommends clowning around for overall good health.